Ladies, gentlemen, and others, welcome back to continuing coverage of the 2020 Link to the Past Spoiler Log Tournament. As we continue the bracket stages here on Speed Gaming 2, my name is SportsFit alongside Mercer. How's everything going tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good. Looking forward to this one. This is our final quarterfinals matchup to get started. This is game one between these two, and looking forward to it. How about yourself?
Yep, the number 2 seed overall, Osse101, 6-1 on the regular season, taking on the number 7 seed Freddeh, 5-2. The bracket's only held 8 spots, so these are absolutely two of the best runners we have going.
Yeah, completely. We start with 64 players for people who may not have been watching the tournament all along, and honestly, it was quite a large tie at 5-2 in particular, and the gap between like the third best runner in this tournament and the 20th best is not that big. So this is going to be a very close match, I think.
Absolutely. It's going to be great.
And our runners are just about done with their 15 minutes to study the text file with all the locations. Should be getting started when your countdown hits 0 there. And there it is.
All right, the clock is 0 and we are off.
Magic mirror right away. Always to see that, very first thing, especially since as you can see along the bottom, we know that Swamp Palace is one of our 5-6 crystals today, and our pendants are Thieves Town, Palace of Darkness, and Tower of Hera. Well, we're 30 seconds in, and we have the boots in the mirror.
All that's left is the hook shot and the flute for like a really, really high speed, being able to zip around the world everywhere seed. But 30-second boots is never a bad thing, especially to runners of this caliber.
Oh, and we get some bombs off the rupee crab. That's nice. Let's see someone who may be a little... Ooh, Freddeh just... And when they're just setting up a water walk there. Doesn't look like they're that interested.
I don't think that was the plan. No, I think it is the plan because...
Well, I mean, you probably would not try to do this on 3 bombs. Oh, takes a death there as Osse starts that dash.
So Freddeh's forced to abandon this plan. At least as far as whatever was in the mold. Okay, Otse's going to get the flute and 300 rupees out of the waterfall with the use of that water walk.
That's very big. It's much easier to get in there if you have the Moon Pearl. You can just use any sort of fake flipper in that case. But without the Moon Pearl, it doesn't quite work out for reasons that I have to be honest, I don't totally understand. No, but there's some flippers.
There's a conventional way to get to that. And glow. And the bow. Oh, what a nice opening set here at Blind Hut.
Yeah, it's been a pretty generous sphere one so far. Got quite a lot of stuff already.
Right. The trick to spoiler log tournaments, or at least spoiler log racing, is not just that you know where everything is, but there's a lot of things that you normally get in a rando race that you end up just skipping based on convenience, including parts, arrows, consumables, money. Money's usually a big one. And that's all in service of going fast. And that's where the real difficulty and skill lies at the top level of these things.
Yeah, Osse tried to leave without activating the flute, did remember it before doing that.
Freddeh's trip to the back of Escape will include the Cane of Samaria, a cape, and a small key.
It probably just saw that the cape and cane were back there, didn't bother to remember which chest. I don't think we'll see that small key come into play. I mean, it can, and we do find a sword there from that shovel that was on Bottle Bender. So 100 rupees well spent.
Very well spent, absolutely.
And with the flippers now, Freddie's gonna go get that flute.
And the money to get that shovel.
Yeah, but that fake flipper's definitely gonna put Osse in the lead here. So we see nice half magic sitting on top of Spectacle Rock. Grabs the lamp there, and that's the only thing really gonna get.
Osse not done on the mountain. He's going to take a trip here to the inside of Spectacle Rock. So there's more to do here. Looks like we're going to have the ice rod.
Yeah, we're gonna need that exactly once at some point when we go to kill Tridents.
Half magic and ice rod isn't a bad combo for being like Landmolus either.
Yeah, but they hope to have the fire rod by then if they're gonna use a rod.
Usually, yes. Freddeh's heads to the grove here to pick up the sword. Osse head to the eastern area to continue his route.
Yeah, well, might see a relatively early crystal here. A lot of these bracket matches have had kind of convoluted openings to seeds, where we saw, like, in a race last night, I know the first crystal was at, like, the 22-minute mark.
Right, get all the items. Go mode's kind of an odd concept in this just because you know where everything is from the start, but having all the items usually comes in on a good seed to about 22, 23 minutes. On a bad seed, it could be up to 40 before you actually get to everything. Fred is going to make his quick dip here into Hera to pick up the lamp. Osse showing off that little neat bit of tech with the Stalfos in that eastern room, where if you walk the correct path, there's supposed to be 4 Stalfos that spawn. You can despawn 2 of them. One of them on the pot in the room, one of them on the top of the wall. And you only have to kill 2 of them. Nice and easy. There's a Master Sword that's also going to be nice and easy for Osse. And with Big Key in hand, he's head to the back.
Let's see if Freddeh takes the same path. Looks like it.
That's a nice convenient set of item drops off of the popos, refilling all of his arrow stock for this fight. Let's see if he can get the quick kill on the last one. Yes, he does. And that's crystal number 1 for Ozzy at 9 minutes.
Let's see where Osse heads next as Freddeh follows in his footsteps. Oh, gonna grab that cane and cape.
Looking forward, we still need either a hammer or another glove to get to the Dark World, and we need the pearl somewhere too. And we're kind of running out of spots to find those things, at least here, convenient in the Light World.
Yeah, either the hammer or the shot opens up a lot of chests up on Death Mountain. Osse is heading towards either the front of Escape or Aga. Oh, it's Aga.
Aga Tower it is.
I'm
Well,
not.
we're just going to get none of those items and have to force our way to the Dark World through the wizard.
I'm not sure what it is about this tournament, but either like all or all but one of the bracket matches so far have been Aga seeds. I blame the tournament administrator, Synac. It's his bot.
It's his bot, yes. Or maybe the RNG just has something against, you know, the 20th of July or something.
But he doesn't quite get the quick kill, but it's only a couple of seconds time. Now they did both have the cape, so they could have done Aga without going into Eastern, but you would definitely take the Master's Sword, given the option. Fighter's Sword version of this climb is not a lot of fun.
Right, right, and the only secondary weapon right now is the bow, which, you know, it's good, but there's definitely better ways to go up this thing. If Master's Sword in the way barrel, you might as well take it.
Yeah, I think some of these enemies die to the Ice Rod, but I couldn't tell you which. Yeah, and as Chad is pointing out, while they do have the mirror, pod is a pendant. There may be no need to go over there for the combo, so that might be it for the Eastern area entirely.
Chat's also starting up one of the minor guessing games. How many blue balls will the Aga fight give? The first shot is always a legit shot. The next three have a 50-50 chance to be good or simply or bad blue balls, and then the last fifth is the lightning.
Well, we get a friendly first cycle, no blue balls so far. So a 50-50 chance at getting a 0 here.
The cycle starts again. The first shot of the cycle is free.
Hey, it's actually 0.
Hey, there we go. Aghanim respects our time today.
I mean, other than the several minutes invested in climbing. But... we don't have the Moon Pearl, and the Moon Pearl's not here, so we're going to have to leave. But there's the hammer. And back up the mountain.
And mirror plus hammer equals 8 checks plus a look at floating island. So this is a very nice place. This is a very nice place to go. Freddie's heading into his free Aga fight.
There's nothing up here they really absolutely had to come up here for the first time, but I definitely don't blame anyone for not wanting to do Fire Rod this Aga Tower on 4 hearts in the dark.
One and a quarter hearts in the 2 chests of Paradox Cave. We're headed to the other 5 now.
Well, there's that pearl. Oh, and some armor. That's pretty nice. Oh, and the mitts, and some more health. And the cane of burnout. That's actually a completely loaded Paradox Cave. It's the sort of thing you really would have loved to have been able to get to before you did Aga.
So Osse's not interested in Dark Death Mountain yet. There's no hook shot. He doesn't have the hook shot, so hook shot cave would be out of the question anyway. So here's the first actual legitimate trip into Dark World. He's gonna do it at the Village of Outcasts.
And there's our hook shot.
Speak of the devil, I guess.
Oh, that dead rock's being very rude.
Oh, this is bad. Now you gotta despawn it. You have to avoid the Tektites here. There's a fairy under this rock if you can catch it. He doesn't even want it.
Not gonna bother with it. Meanwhile, we did see, I believe that was the Fire Rod on Osse's side at Hammer Pegs.
Fire Rod it is. No interest in anything in Hendon Thieves Town.
And Freddeh manages to get through that without any complete catastrophes. Would have been very costly taking a roll of death there. Would have had to climb all the way back up and down the mountain.
Last item left that we need to really in supplies is the ether to open Turtle Rock. Other than that, we're making very, very fast progress despite the Aghanim trip. chat brings up Freddie's descent, Freddie's jump down. I do not actually know how the Tektite did not kill him on the landing. Smarter people than me will have to look at that clip and tell me what the answer is.
Meanwhile, by the standards of this tournament, this is going to be a fairly friendly moth fight. Blue male, 5 hearts, 5.5 hearts, and Master Sword. I've seen a lot of like 4-heart green male fighter sword Mothula fights.
Our tracker Vince Easter in chat correcting me. We need Bombos as well to get into Meyer. I had the reading of the medallions mixed up there. Clicking the buttons, keeping us honest.
There goes Mothula. Relatively quick fight. It was a little bit irritating with the spikes. But...
half magic fire on Master Sword, hammer. He had all sorts of weaponry too. Mash the moth into a pile of insect bits. Fire rod pickup for Freddie now.
And this might be swamp, might be something with ice. No, it wouldn't be this with ice, but something with ice cave. Looks like swamp though.
Question in chat on sprites. Freddie is Ori from Ori and the Blind Forest, and Ori and the Will of the Wisp, the recent second installment of that game. Osse is, I believe, Freya from Final Fantasy IX.
To be honest, I was kind of assuming Freddy's sprite was some Pokemon or other. Good to be corrected.
I mean, it's the same cute, cute rat, fox, mouse thing that most Pokemon are anyway. And there is the Bombos pickup for Osse here in Swamp Palace. And there is flash damage doing the work for Freddie here. Looks like a change of pace here on Freddie's side. He's going to go, it appears, to the catfish area.
Yeah, Osse sets up for a diver down here. Oh hey, silver arrows.
So we're at least at Master Sword Silvers already, which is also a far cry from where most of the seeds have put their runners in the early going of these things. And there's the Ether Medallion.
Is catfish having a different medallion count as French vanilla? Never sure what we're allowed to call that.
Maybe it's just confused. Picked up the wrong item off the table on the pickups. Osse taking care of this Argus fight here with the Master Sword hookshot. He's got the fire out here, so he should be able to take this. Oh, he's also got silver, so he's going to put one to the side of the head right there.
You're basically maintaining about the same level of lead on Freddeh. And they keep going to the same dungeons. Freddeh is just getting there as Osse is leaving. No, Osse will have to make that trip up to Catfish at some point.
And considering the direction he's going, I think he's headed there now. Freddeh picks up the bombos here in Swamp Palace. He'll probably get the silvers from the back of the dungeon as well. Osse's head Catfish to take care of that ether, and with that, we're out of items. And we're pretty much in boss rush and get out of dodge mode at 25 minutes.
Yeah, they would probably, I mean, not probably, they would go a little out of their way for another sword if there's one that's not too far off the path, but otherwise, it's just kill the bosses, get the crystals, kill Ganon.
I like this idea here from Osse too. He's going to use this warp to head down to Ice Palace. Let's see if Freddeh can pull off a cane diver down here. The cane might be too far away from that spot. And still might be too far away. I don't know. No, we're going to try this from the other side. Use the stairs to force us through. And get it anyway. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen the cane diver down work when the block works.
Yeah, I don't think I have either, although I'm a little less familiar with all the different setups of that trick. Usually the block stays right there. You see the block go all over the place when people do the icebreaker that we're about to see on Osse's side. But not so much with diver down.
Couple of swipes here, vault the wall, and there you go. One silver to the side of the squid is going to take care of this as well.
I love that stair clip. It doesn't really save that much time, though it is faster, but it looks amazing.
It's like, wait, the game didn't put a hitbox there, or you just kind of phase straight through it. Wow, was that fast?
Nice. Some really nice boot dash strats in there. Keeps them all in the corner. That's a very fast Master Sword version of that
That
fight.
is very hard to do without the tempered sword, because the tempered sword usually get enough hits to just die. But doing that with the Master Sword is really impressive. Osse takes a 4-3 lead at the 29-minute mark. We're going to go ahead and put the runner's information in chat. Go ahead and give our runners a follow. Twitch.tv/Freddeh, FREDDEH, and Twitch.tv/Osse101.
Osse setting up the Mire Desert combo before heading back up the mountain one last time for Turtle Rock and Ganon's Tower.
Gonna get some barbecued murdered Acko here.
A little more trouble setting up the icebreaker.
You can kind of hear the. I think you can hear the. Yeah, there it is. You can hear the cane block forcing him into the bear again. It's just a matter of getting the rest of the trick to go. But he got it. Osse finding the big key at the compass chest in Mire, so you know, not the best spot, but at least you don't have to go all the way to stand and watch a cutscene. And gonna take the back door warp here to the back of the dungeon.
Freddeh drops into the cold stair fight. Gonna use bombos to crack the shell to have more fire rod shots. And takes him out with the fire rod there. A little under, but not a bad version of the fight.
Made good use of half magic and fire rod just burning to the ground. Osse is going to machine gun down these eyeballs with the silver arrows. Here comes the big eye, 2 to the big eye, and that's that. Five for Osse. Osse making his way here into the Desert Palace. Really, you only have to find the big key, which is enough to take you to the boss. There's enough small keys on the way to take care of the rest.
Even better, it's the version where you came in with boots from the back, so you get just a mirror back.
Yep, and the big key was right in the first chest. So. a very fast Desert Palace. Spin speed off that ledge and you're fine.
And Osse about to land Mollis as Freddeh gets close to the big key in Mire.
Osse's going to go for the silver strat here. 1, 2, and 3. Like they weren't even there. Question in chat: why is Freddeh in chat? One of the little changes that the Spoiler Log tournament allows is that the runners can watch this race. They can watch this restream. They can be here with us if they're interested. Some runners don't. Some runners don't like the information. You know, everybody's got a different philosophy when it comes to how they want to approach the race format. Freddeh's gonna looks like he's about to hit all of his spooky marks. Yes, he does. What a weird glitch that is. This game doesn't make any sense.
Freddeh gets the 5th crystal as Osse opens up Turtle Rock here.
This is a very fast seed we're on track for. We're on track for here. If the GT Big Key's in a good spot, this might be under 50 minutes of playtime. Not a lot of shortcuts you can take in Turtle Rock. No matter what the key layout is, you still need 3 of the 4 smalls usually to get through.
Yeah, though a friendly key layout will let you skip the big chest, and a really unfriendly one will make you go to the lava chest. Nice free blue potion there. It's a number of safety to have.
Freddeh's gonna save the menu, go for the fire rod here. Still takes everything out. No time flat. And that's crystal number 6 for Freddeh. So one of the semifinals in this tournament is already set. If you have not caught up to that, we're not going to tell you who's in it. But we will tell you that semifinal will be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evening on the SpeedGaming Network channels. Which channel will be determined at that time. The winner of this matchup gets the winner of Zelda and Roar, who had their game 2 earlier today. That series is going to a game 3. And those game 3s are going to be, no, that game 3 has not been scheduled. I got that back. Confused in my head. Games 2 and 3 of this series, Freddeh, Osse, will both be tomorrow evening, back to back, if necessary.
Back-to-back spoiler log races sounds like a really fun idea to run.
And if they're anything like this race, you still might be out of here in 2.5 hours for both. There are definitely other modes of this randomizer where that is not possible. Small key in hand, Osse is headed for the boss of the dungeon, Triumph, in that Laser Bridge.
Yeah, so did have to do the vanilla big key chest, but did not have to go out to Laser Bridge, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah. Oh, he went ahead and took a long way to the big chest and got small key from there. Great timing on the shot by Osse to keep the ice from hitting the floor, and he's just going to burn down the ice head from here. Looks like he's going to use sword spins for the main body of the fight.
Switches to hammer after that initial spin. Very nicely done.
So it makes sense. Very nice. With crystal number 7 in hand, it is time for the spoiler log version of the Big Key guessing game. Because the runners know where it is and they will not open 17 chests, we can't pick numbers. So, you have to pick locations. I need a room and I need the location. And, the closest gets Herfy Durfy's Love and Affection, I think, if that's still valid.
I'm sorry? What?
It's a long story, don't worry about it. I don't actually know the answer, do you know? Or do you know the answer, or do you have a guess?
I never guess in spoiler log since I have the option to take a look, but in this case I actually did take a look and I know where it is.
Gotcha. Well, the answer is not Stalfos room. We're bypassing that entirely. The answer looks like map room. No, but the sword's there, which is even better.
Yep. Oh, and heading back up.
Oh, so the answer is Stalfo's room. How about that?
Yeah, that was not very far to have to go out of the way for Tempered, and Tempered will save a ton of time on the Gauntlet and Ganon fight.
Yeah, and nobody in chat picked anything in the Stalfo's room, so we have no winners. Or wait, do we have one winner? We do. Ikea had Stalfo's room, so that is the closest. Freddeh on 2.5 hearts here. He does have the blue potion from the boss kill earlier. Hoping to not have to use it.
I think that was actually from the Firelock chests in here, not from a boss.
Oh, right, yeah, from the fire side of TR, that's right. Osse obliterating this gauntlet. Charge the slash here.
That would
Arrow
have
slash.
been a lethal head hit. Oh boy.
Osse not even bothering with the cane switch to do the Wise Robe room. No, I can just shoot these things.
I don't know that I've even seen an arrow strat used on that at any point if somebody had the cane in their inventory.
Yeah, this is a very, very good performance from Osse so far. Doesn't even have to kill a mini helmet for its key.
Not even grabbing the magic refill there, has, you know, silvers and what would be about 3/4 of a bar of normal magic. I'm being a little rude here.
And heart number 8. Nice little quit wasting my time slash after that Moldorm 2 fight.
And just to save one hit out of what was kind of a bad setup there. It's 2 on the second cycle. And closes it out in the fourth cycle. 1, 2, 2, 1. Just a relatively straightforward Ganon fight between Osse and a 1-0 lead in this match. Tempered and Silvers is a pretty nice version of the fight by this tournament standards.
Tempered Silvers, Blue Mail, 8 heart. Well, 5.5 technically.
And the ones he has there matter. He does have a blue potion if somehow things go awry. I don't remember that text. That might be a relatively new one.
I was going to ask you if you knew what a person who studies bugs is called.
Creepy.
I like that answer. That works. Already on to phase 3. He is down 2.5 hearts. He is going to have to be cautious here. Entomologist, I think that's what I was looking for, yes. This is a triple setup here if you can get in position for it. 1, 2, and not quite.
Yeah, even if it gotten that, wouldn't have quite gotten the sub 50 after the fanfare and everything, but very close, very nicely done.
Another day at the office for Osse101, who's going to give him a 1-0 lead in this quarterfinal series.
It just left. Freddeh did get a little unfortunate with that early time loss with the water walk, but Osse just left no room on the table for time to be made up.
No, and there wasn't really a lot of places to change routes or try different ideas. The route was kind of a route. You're right, and as you said, Osse just left no room for Freddeh to even think of a comeback. Unreal stuff. And we are joined by the winner, Osse101. Congratulations.
Thank you. I think I played that one pretty well. Execution was there. Didn't really have to go out of my way for anything, except for lamp.
Right, but you were up there for half magic, and I forgot what was in spec rock. But you had a reason to go get it early, so.
I was Ice Rod.
Ice Rod, yeah. No need to make Agony any harder than it had to be, because that was really the only kind of annoying thing, I think you would say.
Yeah, I didn't have lamp routed in with the Aga play when the seed started, so I wasn't really mentally prepared to go for that on 4 hearts. No fire rod. So I just went and got them.
A lot of the boss fights really stood out. Particularly, that was an excellent cold stare fight.
Yeah, that's my standard tempered cold stare, and it leaves them grouped so that the fire rod hits all 3. So 2 fire rockets finishes them off. It always helps to have half magic on Master Sword cold stare.
Freddeh's got Aga 2 down. The difference in the race really was both of you did have the same idea. Oh, let's go to Mini Moldorm, set up the water walk, and get flute out of the and get the flute and the money out of the waterfall. Except Freddeh did not get. Freddeh got Moldorms that kind of ran into him while he was trying to set it up, and he died. And that essentially was the start of the time difference, and you just didn't give him any chance at that point. So it was a very, very well executed run on both your parts, despite the death.
Yeah, I was leaving Mini Moldorm Cave and walked into a crab, so I started worrying for myself. But then saw on the restream that he died to something. guys ahead after that?
He has not had the best time, which he'll probably tell you in about 30 seconds when this game of fight's over.
Just one more hit away from phase 4. Should go pretty quick from here, given the silvers. I struggle to wrap it up.
GG's to Freddie. We're gonna go ahead and drag him in. GG, Freddie.
GG's.
GG.
Yeah, that was kind of a tragic, really. It's kind of one of those annoying things where you kind of, you're behind early against a strong opponent, and you're just like, well, I'm playing this entire seed down 2 minutes. And it kind of got to me, and made me play. I mean, I played mostly okay. Some things better than others. Akachi was just completely terrible. But yeah, that was the worst RNG I've ever seen coming out of Mini Moldorm Cave. Like, I literally walked out of Mini Moldorm Cave to set up the water walk, and both Octoroks cornered me right next to the bird. So I had no choice but to get hit by either the Octoroks or the bird. Like, it was the worst. And I actually have not practiced that one enough to remember that if you can still do it, for one, if you can even do it from that, or you have to go all the way around to the other side, or two, that if you get hit, if it messes it up or not.
Getting hit's fine.
Oh, it is fine. Okay, so I could have actually just done it. Cool. Well, lesson learned for next time. It's one of those things I haven't actually gotten around to practicing because it comes up like once every 2 weeks, maybe. So I forget about it. And then, of course, I practiced faster Samaria strats on Swamp Palace Diver Down and completely messed it up constantly. Couldn't get it to work. Don't know. I did it consistently, like half hour before the match started.
We're surprised that you were able to get the diver down to work, even though the block was moving. I think you even picked it up at one point. I'm like, wait, how did that happen?
Oh yeah, once you're in pretty much. Unless you're like too far, but that was kind of funny. But I've done that before. But yeah, it was fine. I didn't have a bad death that time, at least. Mostly because I didn't have to fight Helmasaur.
Yeah, that was the bane of your week 7 match. That getting tail whipped in the head.
Helmasaur's quickly become the bane of my existence in Spoiler Seeds. I haven't had like a good fight against Helmasaur in a while. It feels like.
He's a bigger nuisance than people give him credit for.
Yeah. But
Lately, for me, it's been Argus.
Sorry, go ahead.
I feel like I've been having bad Argus fights lately. Even this one, I couldn't get double spins, or it was just a slow fight.
Yeah, it took me like 4 or 5 arrows to actually get the silver's kill too. Should have just done the fire rod, which I'd been practicing anyway.
Well, the good news for you, Freddie, is you get to rectify that. You get to rectify all that tomorrow, hopefully, with games. You guys put both games 2 and 3 together, correct?
Yep. If it's necessary.
That's going to be 6 o'clock Eastern on one of the SpeedGaming channels at some point. So tomorrow you can pick a good day to have a good day, right?
Hopefully, I'll get more sleep. It'll be fine. I won't get trolled by things. I assume I actually wasn't watching. I was still going, but I assume you did the water walk as well to get the flute and 300 rupees early.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of a pretty fun early route. Like you could, I guess, go just get boots and get stuff, but that was way slower, especially when you weren't doing it on purpose.
Yeah, it was
So there's
really neat how it worked out. Get boots and then bombs and then flute
yeah, pretty much,
and money.
and the money for the shovel as well. Like, I think I should have just gone. I guess tried to get the T2 tree pole instead of going back and forth a bunch, but I don't think it really mattered at that point. It was kind of slow no matter which way you did it. I ended up just going down and getting the well and Blind's Hut, and then getting my flute and 300 rupees, and then coming back around for the sword. Not fast. Not fast at all. It is what it is, though. GG's, man.
Good race. Better luck tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow's a new day.
Tomorrow is a new day, and tomorrow is going to be a new set of runs. So if anybody's, let's see, if anybody's got any final words, I'll go ahead and carry us out.
Just give a shout out to our tracker right quick.
Relation 92.
And thanks for pushing the buttons and keeping us on the right path and everything.
Yeah. Thanks, obviously, to Freddie and Osse, the runners, for putting on a good show for us tonight. We will definitely see more of it later. Thank you to my partner Mercer for joining me tonight, and I have been Sports Epic, and we will see you all for more spoiler log action later this week, and that should take care of us. Saludos, amigos.